Happy Monday, welcome to another video on the Back of the Net YouTube channel. You'll have noticed that there's no podcast this week. There's basically not much point. We'll be doing our Everton preview though on YouTube. We won't be releasing it on the actual podcast itself. But I just thought it's an ideal opportunity to actually bring you a bit of AFC Bournemouth news and opinion. Firstly, Nnamdi Ofoborh, apparently he had an absolute worldie of a debut for Wycombe Wanderers. He came on in the sort of towards the 60th minute, I think, and played half an hour, but he's had so many positive comments. Just check a look at some of these comments from Wycombe fans that are just going below now. Some really, really positive thoughts about him from Chairboys fans there, and hopefully he can go on to get some more minutes. I think that he was always on the edges of maybe, getting some Premier League appearances for us. So hopefully the stint in League One, which Wycombe are, will do really well for him. It's great to see other players thriving at the moment. Sam Surridge seems to be doing especially well at Swansea. Seems to be sort of the third choice striker at the moment. They've got their sort of first two, but whenever he does come on, he seems to hit the back of the net. So Sam Surridge is absolutely doing bits for Swansea. So hopefully he can score a few more for the Jack Army in due course. In other news, just wanted to speak about Tyrone Mings. Villa fans are an odd bunch, I've got to say, because they're still going on about him and they're tagging Bournemouth in. As if we're gutted to have lost him. I think he's a lovely fella. It just didn't work out. I've spoken about this on the podcast before. Link is below if you want to listen to a podcast where I was one of the guys that played with Tyrone, playing six-a-side at Littledown. You may have heard this before. I go on about it enough. But through that, I've chatted to him, and I've chatted to him a few other times as well. Such a down-to-earth guy, and really put his sort of heart and soul into the football club. Shame about his injuries, but on the pitch it didn't quite happen for him. Maybe that's because he didn't get a run of games. Maybe Eddie wanted him to do something different. He successfully converted him from a left back into a centre back, and he seems to be doing really well at Villa, and fair play to him. I've only got positive vibes for him for his career in claret and blue, and I've got no sort of animosity towards him whatsoever. I thought it was a bit harsh when we called him a shit Nathan Ake when we were singing that. However, obviously he did really well. He was crucial for them in the Championship season when he joined halfway through. They went on that ridiculous run of games and then ended up winning at Wembley. Came back to Bournemouth train station in his full kit. FKW Tyrone, what did you do that for? There's a few little things that maybe wouldn't have gone down well with Eddie, and we know what Eddie's like, and he's a stickler for not being a dick on social media and stuff, and maybe that was dickish when he was in Ireland doing a Snapchat Instagram live up the fucking cherries. Not seen as being too good. Eddie Howe obviously dug his claws into Artur Boruc, who was up watching Legia Warsaw, and again he was there with his megaphone, and he just looked like a proper Pole. What a lad. It's a shame that kind of personality isn't allowed to shine through from Eddie. I mean, just chill out a bit. It's not like he's your first choice keeper. You're playing Ramsdale, and then it seems to be the next in line at the moment is Travers. You've let Begovic go, which is another bit of news, to carry a bag. That's what I like to call it. Shame he didn't have a carrier bag when he was in goal, because he might have been able to catch a few balls in one of them. But he's gone there, and he'll get some good football. And are they in the Champions League? I can't even remember. But it's just not been happening for him. He's carried himself fairly well. Begovic hasn't thrown his toys out the pram too much. There have been murmurs of a spat, but whether that actually happened or not, I'm not too sure. But all the best to Asmir Begovic. But in terms of Tyrone, we obviously got some some good money for him, and there'll be more based on appearances, maybe even an England appearance as well, where we can earn some more money too. Got nothing but love for him. I'm not going to praise his ability on the pitch because he got turned inside out when they played Crystal Palace. But he seems to work for them. He just doesn't work for us. The fact that there were players like Jack Simpson and then signing Chris Mepham ahead of even giving Tyrone Mings a second thought indicates that he never really was a good fit for us. But I just don't understand why all the Villa fans are, needlessly after his England call-up, trying to rub it in, because I'm not being funny, we don't care. Nice guy. I genuinely don't care that he's gone. I'd rather have a defender that fit our philosophy, and he unfortunately didn't. But he's doing well for them, so surely it's a win-win. We get a load of money. His value's been retained at Villa. If not, they may even added a few million as well. But I'm not overly convinced by his England call-up. But then there have been others that have been called up by England that are equally interesting call-ups, like these guys. So yeah, good luck Tyrone, but Villa fans, just shut up. So it was really interesting over the last week to see that Harry Wilson was named as AFC Bournemouth's Michael Matthews Player of the Month for August. The words on the acb.co.uk website: the Liverpool loanee made a great start to life with the Cherries by scoring on his Premier League debut against Aston Villa. The winger continued his form with one of the club's finest ever Premier League goals against Man City at the Vitality Stadium. The free kick against the champions from 30 yards has almost become a trademark of the youngster's fledgling career to date, with no other player in the entire country scoring more than the 11 he has netted from outside the box since the start of the 2018-19 season. But I mean, I've got to say, that cannot be right, because yes, he scored those 2 goals and it's been great that he scored those 2 goals, but I'm genuinely trying to think what else he's done. I want the lad to work wonders for us. He's not the David Brooks replacement that we all thought he was. He doesn't seem to have the inclination to take players on like David Brooks does and effortlessly run between the midfield and the strikers and just running at defenders who just don't really know what to do. Do we go in for a challenge, or is he going to ride it and carry on? Harry Wilson's not been great. I mean, the only other thing I remember him doing is putting in a fairly dangerous cross against Man City. That was quite good, which resulted in a half chance. But other than that, you just think, what's he really done? So people do look at goals, but then of course the vote has been absolutely sabotaged by Liverpool fans, who, of course, there are umpteen times as many Liverpool fans as there are Bournemouth, but for him to get 55% of the vote and Philip Billing, who's been phenomenal for us, 25%, I think that's a little off. So Liverpool fans, could you just let Harry Wilson do his thing, but not praise? I mean, you've just been watching Match of the Day, lads. That's all you've been doing. You haven't been there watching his each and every move, and I don't think he's played a full 90 for us yet, has he? And he's been poor at times. So not the back of the net man of the month. I've got to say, I would say it's Philip Billing. Ramsdale as well did really well. He got 16% of the official vote. 1 in 4 voted for Billing, as I say, and Adam Smith 4%, which again, pretty harsh. But I don't quite like the way that these votes are public votes. I think someone mooted the idea of maybe doing it based on logged in AFC Bournemouth fans with points. Maybe that would work. I don't know, but it's probably a bit extreme. But going on this basis, Harry Wilson could score a few efforts every month, be awful, and still be running away with the Player of the Month award, which seems a little bit odd. So anyway, that's my opinion on that. Last thing we want to say, we'll do an Everton preview, but if you are a new subscriber to this YouTube channel, thank you so much. We've passed the massive 400 mark, get in, but 4 weeks ago we had barely any, so that's quite a good rate, really. All we're basically trying to do is represent fans' opinion and provide a different angle. You can see a lot of individuals' opinions by going to Twitter and going through the forums, but we're trying to culminate a lot of the thoughts that many people are saying, and then we're going to put them into videos. And we like doing the fans interviews after the game. We had some great feedback after the Leicester game when Simon submitted his fans' thoughts, and you can see that on the card there. Click it. But I'll be outside the Vitality Stadium after the Everton game, just to the left of the main reception. So as you're looking at the main reception from the car park, on the walkway just to the right hand side. So we're going to be sort of not in the car park, just on the other side of the fence, just outside the main reception basically. So if you're walking out, just look slightly to the left, and me and my harem are going to be there. We're going to be filming and doing as many interviews as we can. Come along and have your say, because it'd be really good, and do press the subscribe button because it really helps. If you haven't heard the podcast as well, we've had some really nice feedback for that actually. Myself and Jeff, Sean's also involved as well. We're going to be hearing from him very soon. Be getting a few interviews in due course on the podcast, which you should listen out to. A couple of events that you might really be interested in actually. Just go to iTunes and then or Apple Podcasts and press the subscribe button, or if you're on Android it's Google Podcasts, etc. But everything's on AFC Bournemouth AFCB podcast.com as well. I'll pop that link in the description as well. Just want to say thank you for all your support, because it really means a lot. Not too long to wait until the next Cherries game. We'll be back with a preview later on in the week for the Everton game. But until then, up the cherries, and we'll see you Sunday outside the main stand. Be there.